I am Abiola Jackson. This is the entertainment news and celebrity gossip channel. This is for Thursday, February the 27th. We're here just to bring to your attention Drake, concert employee, claims what really happened at the rapper's Disastrous final show in Brisbane. After he canceled the remainder of his Australia and New Zealand tour. Now, this is, of course, from courtesy of dailymail.co.uk. So, shout out to them for this article. Fair use, fair use, fair use. So, an employee at Drake's Brisbane concert claimed that there were disastrous issues with the Canadian rapper's final show on Tuesday night. The God-planned hitmaker 38 abruptly left Australia on Wednesday morning, after canceling the final 4 shows of his Down Under and New Zealand tour due to a scheduling conflict. Now, one Reddit user who claims they were a worker on the Queensland leg of the Anita Max Wind Tour alleges there were numerous scheduling problems with Drake's final show at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. He wanted to do a closed sound check at 6 p.m., which usually happens at 3 p.m., they claimed on Wednesday. Everyone had to leave the building or stay in the courtyard if they have already been let in, but staff were not allowed to stay. We opened from 5:30 p.m. and our first customer got in at 7:30 p.m. And we were supposed to close the outlets at 8 p.m. but didn't until 10 p.m. So that's Drake there. So the user went on to say that concertgoers were stuck outside the concert while Drake performed a late sound check, alleging some were passing out from the heat and getting bitten. They added patrons attending the VIP party upstairs either had to get in before 5:30 p.m. or they were stuck outside and not allowed to join the party until the gates reopened. He was late both nights because he wasn't on site until he was ready to perform and barricaded the back of the arena to enter the stage that way instead of coming in from backstage. Patrons were leaving by 10:30 p.m. because it was either really late or they thought it was too loud and bad of a sound, and he finished at 11:30 p.m. On Wednesday, Drake canceled the remainder of his Australia and New Zealand tour due to a scheduling conflict. Rapper left Australia on Wednesday morning and returned to his native Canada via private jet. He was due to perform at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre on March the 4th before heading back to Sydney for another show at Quiddell's Bank Arena on March the 7th. Canadian hitmaker was then set to play gigs in Auckland, New Zealand on March 15th and 16th. The news comes after the One Dance star partied at the popular Brisbane nightclub, the Tax Office, until 4 a.m. in the morning, following a show at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre on Tuesday night. He then flew to Fiji on his private jet plane at 6:40 a.m. Wednesday morning before heading to Toronto via Hawaii. In a statement to the Daily Mail Australia, Live Nation said they are working on rescheduling the remaining Australia and New Zealand tour dates and offered refunds to concertgoers who could not make the new dates. We're actively working on rescheduling these dates along with adding some additional shows. That's what a spokesman told the Daily Mail Australia. All tickets for the affected shows will remain valid for the new dates. Refunds will be available for those who prefer, but please note that as these shows are sold out, any refunded tickets will be released for sale. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your patience. Drake and the entire team have had an incredible time doing these shows and are excited to return soon. We look forward to sharing their rescheduled dates as soon as possible. Confused fans expressed their disappointment on social media, claimed the rapper would have known his schedule months in advance. So these are the reactions from the from the fans. Worker here from the Brisbane shows, don't be surprised if they cancel it altogether. There's no scheduling conflict. He wanted to do a closed sound check at 6 p.m., which usually happens at 3 p.m. Everyone had to leave the building or stay in the courtyard if they have already been in, but staff were allowed to stay. Open from 5:30 p.m. First customer got on at 7:30 p.m. Supposed to close the outlets at 8, didn't until 10. Wouldn't tell anyone what he wanted or when we could reopen the gates, and people were passing out from the heat and getting bitten. Patrons attending the VIP party upstairs either had to get in before 5:30 or they were stuck outside and not allowed to join the party until the gates reopened. He was late both nights because he wasn't on site until he was ready to perform and barricaded the back of the arena to enter the stage. That way, instead of coming in from the backstage. Patrons were leaving by 10:30 because it was either really late or they thought it was too loud and with bad sound, and it finished at 11:30. Get your money back. Don't even bother waiting for rescheduling dates. One Reddit user who claims they were a worker on the Queensland leg of the Anita Max Win Tour alleges that there were numerous scheduling problems with Drake's final show at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. So one person said, why did Drake just cancel the rest of his tour and fly back to Canada? Does Drake do this every single tour? Why? Drake does this every tour. Why you're all surprised? Another person said that was disappointed. So the Daily Mail Australia understands that there have been plans to cancel the tour as early as Saturday, but fans were told days later. So the Courier Mail has claimed Drake is returning to Canada for personal reasons. The rapper is seen in good spirits in the early hours of Wednesday morning after partying in Brisbane nightclub until 4 a.m. Drake arrived at his establishment at 1:45 a.m. after performing a show in the city on Tuesday night. Nightclub was booked as a private function, with the rapper inviting between 300 to 400 women to party with him. The women were seen handing their phones to security at the door upon entering. So that's Drake there. Drake was later seen leaving the venue at 4 a.m., heading back to his hotel and then the airport. He left the country at 6:40 a.m. Wednesday morning, traveled to Fiji. His plane scheduled to leave for Hawaii for refueling, then touched down in Toronto. It came after rumors were also swirling that Drake had planned to have his stage equipment shipped to Europe. Among the reasons for rumored cancellation were low ticket sales. I've heard that myself. I personally heard that myself, that the ticket sales were low. I think even before he got to Australia to perform in Australia, I heard the ticket sales were low. I've been hearing that too. That's not the first time I've heard that. Unable to sell at his second Brisbane concert, Drake did perform in 2 shows in Perth, 4 shows in Melbourne, 4 shows in Sydney, and 2 in Brisbane. So a famous OnlyFans model known as Blue-Eyed Kayla Jade hinted in a TikTok video she was set to have dinner and drinks with Drake and a group of friends before his Brisbane gig on Monday. The rowdy influencer shared a glimpse at their outfits for the evening in an Instagram post prior to the dinner, but didn't disclose any details. The Aussie reality star and heiress Emma Pillemer also appeared to get the VIP treatment at Drake's Brisbane show on Tuesday night and was seen dancing in the sound booth. So that's all for the article. Basically, I just think my belief is I just think the fans are just drawing, in my opinion, they're just drawing some ridiculous conclusion. They're making a ridiculous conclusion about this. They're just saying stuff just to say stuff. They don't know what really was the issue, why he canceled his last leg of the tour. I mean, they don't know the real reason behind it, those fans. that were waiting in the sun and the heat, and some were like, I guess from what I read, they were like, um, they were, I guess they were exhausted from the heat. They were like drained out, tired out from the heat. I know they were frustrated. They didn't see the concert, um, but at the same time, you have to. I feel that some fans have to understand that it could be true that he had to fly back, like he said in the article. The Courier Mail said that he flew back for personal reasons. I mean, some fans don't believe that. They think it's a bunch of lies. They don't believe that. But I mean, you never know. Yeah, my point is, you never know. You can't just say Drake does this every time he goes on tour. He cancels this. He cancels shows. He cancels. I mean, I know from what I read, you can't be. I mean, fans can't be saying that. I mean, in my opinion, you can't be saying that because you don't know what a person. You don't know what that person might be going through at that time as to why he had to cancel. I mean, the report said that he canceled because of obvious reasons in the article, but then the Courier Mail said personal reasons. You don't know what you don't know what it could be. You don't know what you don't know. You never know what it could be. So you can't. I mean, I wouldn't. The bottom line is I wouldn't jump to conclusions like that. I wouldn't jump to conclusions like this. I personally wouldn't jump to conclusions like this. Cause like I said, you don't. I mean, you can't. I mean, he did perform at the shows in Perth and other parts of Australia. He did perform, and then he said he's gonna come back and he'll make it up. So I mean, at least he gave a statement and basically apologized and said he's gonna do a rescheduling of the tour. I mean, it's better than not saying anything and just ghosting your fans and leaving your fans wondering what's going on. At least he said something. I mean, you have to give him credit for that. At least he said something and made it known that he acknowledged that he canceled for reasons stated in the article, and he's looking to make it up. So I mean, it's better than that. I mean, it's better than to say something than not to say anything, and leave fans wondering and being more frustrated. So it's better that at least he said something. At least he apologized. He said something, and he promised to make it up. So, I mean, so it's better than nothing. Better is better. I mean, so Drake's team did the right thing and saying what they had to say and promising to make up this the remaining schedule of the tour dates in Australia in Brisbane that didn't go as scheduled. So that's all I got to say about that. The bottom line is that I wouldn't jump to conclusions. I wouldn't jump to conclusions and assume, oh, he canceled. He canceled for other reasons, other than what was mentioned earlier in the article. I wouldn't jump to conclusions like that and think that he's being dishonest and lying about why he canceled. I mean, I wouldn't jump to that. I wouldn't jump to those sort of conclusions. I know it's frustrating. You paid your money to see the guy perform. You're waiting outside in the hot sun, and for hours and hours, you're frustrated, agitated, and you waiting in line. You can't get in. I understand that, but at the same time, you have to understand that these things happen for a reason. These things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. That's another thing you have to understand. Things happen for a reason. So, like you said, he at least he said something. Better than not saying anything. Better than not saying nothing and then you ghost your fans like that. At least he said something. He apologized. Promised he'd make it up. It's better that, like I said, it's better than not saying anything. And then fans get even more frustrated, and then they question you like that. So it's better that he said something. His team said something, which is good. That's my take. That's my opinion. That's my take on that. So I mean, we'll see what happens going forward. See if he makes up those dates like his team promised, and we'll see how that goes. So now he's back in Toronto. I guess like the Courier Mail said, dealing with some personal personal situation, personal agenda. Who knows what that is? We don't know. So that's all I got to say about that. Comment below, hit the like and subscribe button, and comment below. What do you think about this? I know it's very frustrating for fans who are waiting to see him perform. I understand the frustration, but let me know what you guys think overall, though. Do you buy the story that's Drake's team is saying, or the concert goers saying that worked the venue? Do you buy what they're saying? Do you believe it's true? You think it's false? You think it's a bunch of nonsense? Let me know. Comment below. Leave your comments and thoughts about this, and hit the like and subscribe button as well to get more entertainment news and celebrity gossip. Till next time, take care. Peace.